The opioid crisis, a relentless and evolving beast, has gripped America for decades. Just when we thought it couldn't get any worse, fentanyl emerged. This synthetic opioid, 50 times stronger than heroin, swept across the nation, leaving a devastating trail of death in its wake. But recently, a sliver of hope has emerged. Data shows that fentanyl deaths, while still alarmingly high, are declining. This glimmer of light in a dark tunnel offers a moment to reflect on the factors contributing to this shift. We must be cautious in our optimism. This decline, while welcome, doesn't signal the end of the crisis. The fentanyl trade, much like the drug itself, is constantly adapting. To truly combat this epidemic, we must understand the forces driving these positive changes. We must also acknowledge the potential for the crisis to re-emerge, even deadlier than before. Several factors have contributed to the recent decline in fentanyl deaths. First, the nature of the drug trade is changing. Mexican cartels, once reliant on middlemen, are increasingly selling fentanyl directly to users. This eliminates layers of the supply chain, reducing the chances of the drug being laced with even deadlier substances. Second, there is evidence that the potency of fentanyl pills is decreasing. This could be a strategic move by cartels to maintain their customer base. After all, a dead customer can't generate revenue. By reducing the likelihood of immediate overdose, they ensure a steady stream of addicts. Third, users themselves are becoming more savvy. The dangers of fentanyl are widely known, and many users are taking steps to mitigate risks. This includes using fentanyl test strips, starting with smaller doses and never using alone. Finally, the increased availability of naloxone, commonly known as Narcan, has been a game changer. This life-saving medication can reverse opioid overdoses. Once only accessible to medical professionals, naloxone is now widely available without a prescription. This has undoubtedly saved countless lives. The decline in fentanyl deaths also reveals a disturbing trend: the emergence of a new breed of user. These individuals, often young and tech-savvy, are more likely to purchase drugs online, bypassing traditional drug markets. The dark web provides a sense of anonymity and convenience, but it also exposes users to greater risks. With no guarantee of quality or dosage, the dangers of accidental overdose are amplified. This new generation of users, raised in the shadow of the opioid epidemic, are more likely to be aware of fentanyl's dangers. However, this awareness doesn't always translate into safe practices. The allure of a cheap and potent high often outweighs the risks. While the recent decline in fentanyl deaths is encouraging, it is premature to declare victory. The fentanyl crisis is far from over. The ease with which fentanyl can be produced makes it a constantly evolving threat. The chemicals needed to make fentanyl are cheap and readily available, and the production process is relatively simple. Furthermore, there is a constant game of cat and mouse being played between law enforcement and drug traffickers. As authorities crack down on fentanyl production in one location, it simply pops up elsewhere. The potential for the fentanyl trade to shift to new locations, coupled with the ever-present risk of new, even deadlier synthetic opioids emerging, means that the fight against this epidemic is far from over. We must remain vigilant, continue to educate ourselves and our communities, and never underestimate the cunning of this deadly foe.